Hello everybody, I'm a little earlier today, which doesn't happen all the time, but here's beautiful. Let me tell you, I'm with a t-shirt on because it's not super hot, but it's warm. I mean, I had a sweater, but I was like, no. Anyways, in the meantime, I want to show you what I'm seeing. Look at this, the Colosseum. There was a huge line until I got here. And so we're up the hill, the most important hill in Rome, for sure, where everything began. And when I mean everything, I mean Rome, where Rome began. Okay, well, since the tour is on already and we're perfectly on time, I know that it's not a very easy timing for everybody, but unfortunately with the winter time everything is closing earlier, so I need to do earlier tours. But for example, next Sunday we are going for the third and second to the last of the series of the major papal basilicas to St. Mary Major, a magnificent church. And then we'll end the series with St. Paul outside the walls. That's the fourth one. You know, we have done the St. John the Cathedral, Vatican, so St. Peter's Church, then St. Mary Major next weekend, and then we'll finally end with St. Paul outside the walls, which both are magnificent and not very shown on tours. And it's a big shame because St. Mary Major is one of the most beautiful churches in Rome, created after a dream, and we'll tell you more about that. Early bird gets the worm. By the way, I know that, let me tell you before I forget, that Annette, the person that together with Lena has been doing creating the tour, creating the web page, the Facebook page globally together. She's having problems, so I don't know if you read the post of Lean trying to help her out. So if you can send any tip, any support, of course, will be appreciated. Just like any support is appreciated for this tour, because this tour is free as always, as you know, but there's always a lot of work behind a tour. Not just that, the parking, the line, the warmth, everything. But anyways, we're in a beautiful place today. We're gonna enjoy this so much, you have no idea. So as always, this tour is free, but it's supported by you, by spreading the word with your family and friends. As always, let them subscribe to YouTube. You as well comment on this, because it's important, so that YouTube won't unsubscribe you automatically. And so like and comment and ask other people to join the channel, to add me and send requests on Facebook, even to follow me on Buy Me Coffee. Why not? Just follow me there. I mean, that's free. So but make sure, look how beautiful, by the way, we're in the middle of all these ruins that I'm gonna tell you more about in a bit. So let me tell you that again, Annette is okay. Annette just needs help with buying a new phone, and so I'm trying to spread the word about that as well, so that she can continue with delivering, you know, tours and anything else she needs to do with the phone. So anyways, in the meantime, I want to show you what I'm seeing, because it's beautiful. We have the you see the arch there, which we saw the last time and the previous tour of this series, and then the altar of the fatherland and all the Roman Forum there. So, but this time it's the Palatine Hill. So again, free tour, but you can support the free tour by leaving a tip on both PayPal and Buy Me Coffee. Those links are in the description here below, but they're also in the description of the channel. If you have any problem with that, of course you can message me on Facebook or Messenger. I will let you know about this also halfway of the tour and also at the end, as I always do. By the way, the arch, if someone was wondering, but we did it last time, we have Titus Arch, and then in front we have the Constantine Arch with the Colosseum. See, Colosseum and the Constantine Arch. Now, this Friday, you remember Calcutta, the witches' village, which we couldn't do because of signal problem? Well, I made videos. I will edit them because I still have to edit some parts of it, and I will add voiceover so that you'll be able to see the village anyways. There's a link on YouTube where you can actually know the time that the tour will come out, which is on Friday at 10 p.m. Italian time, but you don't need to follow that link in order to see the tour because it won't be live. It's just an indication for you to know when the video will be out. For that occasion, I decided to do a free supporting, so it's really up to your will, to your goodwill. And but then St. Angel Castle inside, which is a big one, probably one of the biggest of the tours I've made, but that's a big one. That will have a tip in advance. It will still be free in terms of the amount that you want to live, so I won't force anybody to leave a fixed amount, but yes, it will be an amount because that's a big tour. And so yes, I know you're looking forward to watch both of them. So we have again Friday the Calcutta, the witches village will come out, and then Sunday we're going to St. Mary Major, and soon I will give you the date for St. Angel Castle and more tours to come. Likely on Sunday we won't do the tour at this time, we'll do a little later, so probably hopefully will be better for everybody. So yes, why not? Anyways, I just want to make sure here, well, we could start from here, why not? I mean, since I'm here, but in any case, let me start the tour, right? Because you're ready. Okay, so as you know, we are in the heart of the city, in the heart of the archaeological city, in the heart of the city itself. This is the heart of everything. As I mentioned also when I wanted to sponsor the tour, this is where everything literally began. We're gonna go to the top and start from there. Why not? So that you have a better view, and then we'll continue to go under again. So you also have a view of the Titus Arch. You see this gate because it's the separation from the Palatine to the Roman Forum. But there's of course a connection, and that's the tunnel. We won't go there because we will go all around now. So the tour will start from here actually. Tell your friends the tour started, because we'll start right now. So we'll keep walking now through this way with the beautiful view of the Colosseum and the Arch of Constantine. As I said before, the Palatine Hill most of the time is without the arch, called Palatine Hill, represents the beginning of the history of the Eternal City. In fact, it is the area where the history of Rome began in the 8th century, to be exact, before Christ. The place chosen by Romulus, and look at this view, I mean, take a picture now, guys. The place where, again, was chosen by Romulus, the first king of Rome, as the starting point for the creation of the city, of the Eternal City. Then will later become, as you know, the center of the world with the Roman Empire. that literally got everywhere till North Africa, Asia, and up to UK, up to the UK, as you know, with the Hadrian's Wall. Okay, so every time I stop it's because maybe there's some noise and I want you to hear all my info as well. Anyways, indeed, on the very summit of this hill where I am right now, where we are right now, because you are traveling with me, a number of holes for hut poles carved into the to face the stones have been discovered, and we will see them after, indicating the existence of a village dated precisely to the 8th century BC, before Christ. So between the 2nd and 1st centuries before Christ, it was the site of important city cults. Only in Rome, thus this extraordinary community space, I would call it, exists, where all citizens, regardless, by the way of census or class, would gather together, to be together, to celebrate rituals and eat communal meals or celebrate divinities. So a space for everybody. And later was transformed into a residential neighborhood of the Roman aristocracy, and with elegant dwellings characterized by pictorial and floor decorations, as well as we'll probably see some of the ruins of this. I will wait here. And one example of this is perhaps the house of the Griffins, or if I say it wrong, Griffins, or we can actually even say Griffins. Why not? Not only that, Emperor Augustus symbolically chose the hill as the site of his own residence, and which consisted of several buildings, including the house of Lydia, which will go on this tour. In the early 3rd century, however, the emperors began to desert the Palatine, and the abandonment was final with Constantine, the emperor who actually, effectively transferred the capital from Rome to Byzantium. As you know, with the eastern part of the Roman Empire. And then, of course, the slow oblivion, which was then final, starting in the 5th century with the fall of Rome, as you know. And but if today we use the word palace to refer to a building of large proportions, we use it also as a residence of kings or princes, and today also the seat of government bodies or public offices. We call palace many things, at least in Italy, but also in English, or also cultural institutions. This is thanks to ancient Romans, because the word is to be referred to precisely by the Latin word palatium, that is Palatine. I don't know if you need this. Now, see, I didn't want to start from here, but since we're here, why not? We are precisely in the baths of Elagabalus. I will let you read the word there, so you have an idea. These are the baths, the thermal baths of Elagabalus. So exactly the Elagabalium. If you click on the picture, there's a link. You can see a better view of the Elagabalium before, of course, because now we're seeing just the ruins, and so you have an idea, a better idea where we are. I will tell you about the pictures throughout the tour. I prepared them in advance, so you should read the Elagabalium and then you click on the link. What we're talking about is a temple in Rome, built on the north and eastern side of the Palatine. We are on the north and eastern side right now. And by who? By the Emperor Elagabalus, and dedicated to the solar divinity of Syrian origin, Deus Sol Invictus. So the sun god, basically, whom the emperor himself was the high priest. The temple surrounded by columns, and we have a few examples here, and we're gonna go all around. I'll be careful here to stop on this. So as I was saying, the whole temple was surrounded by columns at dimensions of 70 by 70 per 40 meters. Let me know if you can see the picture, and I will give you the view also from here with the two columns there. By the way, thank you, Diane, for your first support. Thank you so much, much appreciated. Hopefully you're enjoying the tour. The temple platform had already been built under Domitian, so it wasn't new at the time of Elagabalus. But so we're talking here about 81, 96. But it was probably a place of worship for Jupiter. Then, when Heliogabalus ascended the throne in 218, 100 years later, he introduced the cult of the god El Gabal, the solar god, from the city of Emesa in Syria, as I just told you before. And why that city? Because he was born there. He originated from there. So, as we like to say in Italy, you know, everybody takes care of its own, and of its own things. He dedicated a small temple to the deity Deus Sol Invictus on the site where the Basilica of Santa Croce in Jerusalem is, which I mentioned when we went to St. John in Lateran, and many of you asked me to go because I know that many of you know about that church, about the Basilica, and it's a very beautiful one, big one, but on top of that, he has a very mysterious history as well. So we will go, I promise. But not only that, he also rededicated the temple on the Palatine Hill to him after enlarging it, and in order to promote this god, again, to promote also the cult of this god, the emperor placed him in the Roman pantheon above Jupiter, and ordered that most sacred objects of the Roman religion be transported to his temple. And among them, I mean, there were many, the Palladium, but among them probably the one that all of you know also because we talked about on the first tour of the Roman Forum, the fire of Vesta. So all the most important Roman religious objects were transferred to this temple. And after the Heliogabalus' death, the temple was rededicated to Jupiter by his cousin, and adopted son and also successor Alexander Severus. Only the terrace and a few remains of the temple remain today in the garden of the Church of Saint Sebastian on the Palatine. And here we are at the thermal baths. I figured we wanted to see also this part, right? Okay, now let's continue this tour, and we'll go to the main part. This is the time to tell me how you're doing, where are you from, how's the weather like, because we have a little walk to do while we're seeing this beauty in front of us. They're renovating, by the way, for the Jubilee. We have a little walk on the hill before we actually get into the heart. But since I wanted to show you also that the part whatever was, that's why that it's a little farther. So that's why now I'm walking all this path before we actually reach the heart of the hill. But in the meantime, of course, we are enjoying all this. And if you keep going this way, of course, we have the Colosseum this way. But if you do all this, you get to Circus Maximum. Hello, Nathalie. It's very dull, but not cold. Okay. Northeast England. I want to go to England so bad. Picture good. Picture is good. Did you enjoy the picture? I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoyed the picture. Also, most people come here, yeah, of course, to see the Palatine. But since it's a hill, it's very entertaining also for kids, because you know it's an open space, it's an open green space, so kids love it. And has beautiful views, as we will see, and you will see as well. So sorry for my breathing, but that's also very greenish. So of course it's also a nice walk, even if you don't know much about it. That's what I meant. We're seeing nice blue sky, but a bit cold. Okay. Central England too. Okay, David. Which I know that I say your name incorrectly. You are from the Netherlands, right? Am I correct? So I hear England. England, we're all England here. Okay, I'll adjust my sneakers. Okay, now you're already seeing something. This is the wall, then we will have to go up there, so bear with me. And the entrance to the Palatine is here, right there, on this staircase. That's where I enter from. Then you go up and you follow the path. Netherlands, yes, I remember it. And also Nathalie, if I don't go wrong, is from the Netherlands, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, but I knew Nathalie. I knew. Okay, we'll take the larger path so that you will enjoy the whole tour. I'd rather do that. I don't know if you knew, but I have a half brother from the Netherlands, so I'm kind of connected to the Netherlands. Also, the Queen of the Netherlands is Argentina, so I'm very connected to that country, which I love, by the way. And my half brother is from Eindhoven. Okay, the temperature here is 22 degrees. By the way, Lynn, I don't know if you heard, but I told everybody to help Annette, so hopefully everybody can support her as well. Okay, we're literally going all around. I just want to make sure that you see everything. I know that you're not seeing much at the moment, but in the meantime that we're walking, because this is just the greenish part. You're still awake. Wow. And oh, see, there you go. We're connected. We're connected. I haven't heard from him in many years. It's probably at least 20 years. It's a long time. I think even more, 25. I think my last time I saw him was 25 years ago. Little sad, I know. But yes. Whew. What a climb. Look how beautiful this part is. With all this greenish part. Oh wow. By the way, what you're saying right now, shiver. Let's hoping to get a new phone. Here is time, please help. Yes, I told everybody, but of course you can sponsor again. As I told Lynn, and it's not a secret, I'm not the richest person in this world. Unfortunately, I've not been doing very well, but still I support it. So even a small amount can help, you know. Look how beautiful this is. We are on the northern side of the Domus Augustana. I will tell you the Latin name and also the English one, of course, but Domus, you know what's Domus, right? Domus. I'm glad you're enjoying your tour with a cocoa. You're seeing the northern side of the Domus Augustana. You may guess Domus House Augustana Augustus, so the house of Augustus, which is part of the Domitian Palace. And but I'll tell you more. The Domitian Palace was the main imperial complex here on the Palatine Hill, and I don't know if you see with the sun, so probably we should move forward and see from the other side, and I will. But in the meantime, let me tell you that the Domitian Palace, again, was the core of the Palatine Hill, the imperial complex, the main one, replacing a series of older buildings from the Nero's age. Work was directed by the architect Rabirius, which you probably hear me saying his name many times, but so the work started shortly after 81 before Christ, the year of Domitian's rise to power, and finished in 92. So 11 years. The compass was discovered and excavated in the 18th century. So imagine how many years it took to discover this important complex, which was soon followed by looting, the compromised the state of the building. I mean, it consists of 3 sectors, and that's why I mentioned the Domitian Palace, because it consists of the Domus Flavia, so the Flavian Palace or Flavian house, the Domus Augustana, so House of Augustus, and the Palatine Stadium, which we'll see No, probably no. Sorry, my bad. We'll go this way. Ronnie told us it's very cold where she lives. I love autumn. I don't know if you knew, but it's my favorite season. And look how warm it is in Rome. By the way, Rome is 22 degrees Celsius right now. You do the conversion in Fahrenheit. Okay, climbing again. So we were talking about the House of Augustus. We saw the northern side, but now we'll see the rest. The House of Augustus is a part, again, of the Domitian Palace, the complex of the Domitian Palace, that occupied the entire central part of the hill. Look how beautiful we are here. There you go. It's a wow. Da-da-da-dum. How do you love this? How do you love this? Anyway, sorry, sometimes I get amazed and I stop talking because it's just like, wow. Okay, it's double here. So it was the private residence of the emperors, and it's we'll go a little upper so you actually have a better view. And its importance is made evident by the fact that apart from some restoration and extension work, it was never replaced. And then, of course, if you think about it even logically, it makes you think, okay, this site probably was important, and people had to live here. Look at the view, and you can just stay there and enjoy the view. How beautiful is this? And here in front we have the Domitian Stadium, which is still part of the complex. And the stadium consists of a stage with, as you see, a semicircular exedra surrounded by a corridor and 3 open areas. You see there. And inside the stadium there were flower beds, paths, and trees dotted with marble sculptures, which of course now you see only the ruins, but this view is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I don't know if you're enjoying it as much as I am. Most of the statuary in the nearby Palatine Museum comes from this beautiful palace, so they're all in the museum, which you have to pay for if you want to get in, on top of paying for the Palatine. And the museum is up there on the right with the scaffoldings, but we'll get there very soon. And throughout the stadium you can admire also decorations made with Cipollino marble. Cipollino means, I don't know if you knew, but it means onion stone marble. And granite columns. The few columns that you see are granite. It is said that the Emperor Elagabalus, which we mentioned at the beginning of this tour, had a mountain of snow transported to this area. It was a little whimsical, we could say. Yeah. It was like, you know what? I want to do this, and I'll do it. Look how beautiful this view is. By the way, let me thank who? Let me thank Cheryl. Thank you so much for your support, Cheryl. Very much appreciated. Okay, I think we'll go this way because I want to show you this part. And so now let's go back to the House of Augustus. I had to interrupt it because of the stadium. But still part of the House of Augustus, still part of the Domitian Palace complex. the Domus Augustana, or in English, House of Augustus, but I think it's more elegant in Latin. Still the stadium, sorry, I just love it so much. Just want to give you this view as well. It's a gorgeous day, and it's a gorgeous day for a tour. We could say that we can divide it in two sectors, the northern one and the southern one. The northern one, which was articulated around a large peristyle with an ornamental basin in the center, where a small temple, probably dedicated to Minerva, because Minerva was a goddess that was much loved by the Emperor Augustus. This temple stood on a high podium of a small bridge, and while the southern sector, which is much better preserved, while you're seeing the stadium, this one stood on a lower level. The lower floor consists of a square courtyard, originally equipped. I'll show you this side too. Originally equipped with a two-story portico, and to the south it opens onto a large exeter that forms the palace facade towards the Circus Maximus. So we're not that far. I'm talking about that side, because on that side we have the Circus Maximus. Also part of the Domus of Augustus was the Pedagogium. I don't know if you ever heard, but the Pedagogium was the place of instruction for the imperial slaves, and most of them were Greeks, based on their names, and graffiti almost always in Greek, so that's how they figured out. This is also the...
Era lo stadio questo. Wow.
What's it? This is the map here. So you see the number one, that would be that one, and that's the thermal area. Then we have the Nymphaeum, which is that side right there, and then the whole stadium, which is of course the central part. So here we're still in the Domitian complex, the Domitian Palace complex. So the House of Augustus. We're just missing of this one's the Flavian. By the way, you're seeing part of the floor here. We're just missing the Flavian Palace, or House of Flavius. And to make sure, and they did it for me because they know I get lost. No, I'm just kidding, of course. They wrote it right there. Domus Augustana. Thank you so much, Lean. You shouldn't have. You should have given that to... Thank you for the support. You should give that to Annette. But again, little help always helps. How do you like this? Okay, I just made it up. Little help always helps. I love it. It's the new motto. We are inside the House of Augustus. I will show you some of the particulars here. Parts of the walls of the house. Just get closer as well. See some details. Look how beautiful. It's just that the sun is very hot. It's not very hot. Of course the sun is hot. Oh my God, Adri, what are you talking about? Say it's just very, very strong. and some of the decorations as well. Isn't this beautiful? Now let's get into this tunnel. And get closer to the Flavian Palace, the house again of Flavius. Ooh, this is so beautiful. Should I show you now? Should I show you now? Should I show you now? No. You know I am. But you hear some noise. Just beautiful. The peristyle, by the way, I just wanted to show you because I mentioned it before. This is the lower peristyle of the Domus of Augustus. Wait, it's better that I just go like that. This one. You wanna see that, huh? Okay, you have a link for the Flavian Palace. Click on it. I will show you the reminding. Also in the distance, I mean probably clear for me, you see the little thing there? It's the Dome of the Vatican. How beautiful is my city. How proud I am to be Roman. You hear the music and the water. This is just so much. I'm just gonna say much. Anyways, the Flavian Palace. Again, you have a link, so make sure to click on it. The palace of Flavians, normally known as Domus Flavia in Latin, was completed in Annus Domini 92. I'm not done, of course. I'm going to show you again. By who? By the emperor, of course, Titus Flavius Domitian. I just want to show you also some particulars, but then we'll go back to the Flavian Palace. By the way, these are fragments of relief with griffins from the 3rd century marble. And instead, these are fragments of relief with seals from the stadium area, a little bit different, but you're very welcome. Now let's go back to City's Beauty, which they also added this music, which I think it makes it even more magical, the whole experience. If the noise of the water is too strong, let me tell you. Otherwise, I'll keep going. But as I was saying before, the Emperor Titus Flavius Domitian made this and attributed to his master architect Rabirius. I mean, he commissioned to Rabirius. Again, second time I mentioned him, I told you. The term Domus Flavia is a modern name for the north and western section of the palace, where most of the large public rooms for official business, entertainment and ceremonies are concentrated. I really do too. Domitian was the last of the Flavian dynasty, by the way, but the palace continued to be used by other emperors as well. And with minor modifications, they didn't want to modify much, of course, because it was already too beautiful. Can you imagine if my gimbal falls all of a sudden here? I would die. I don't know why I say these things, but anyways, then you will have to support me for a new phone as well, but no. I'm just silly, sorry. The sun makes this to me. Anyways, that my tours are both is influence and fun, so minor modification to this palace until what? Until the end of the empire, and it's connected to the domestic wing to the southeast of the Domus Augustana, the House of Augustus, a name that in antiquity could be applied to the entire palace, by the way. Water is super soothing. How's the signal, by the way? Just making sure that everything is alright, also with the links. The Flavian Palace, sorry, I was gonna say the Domus Flavian Latin, but I know you already got me with that. It's built mainly around a large peristyle garden, almost completely occupied by a lake-like pool, in a center of which was a unique octagonal island with a labyrinthine pattern of channels and with fountains, all covered in precious marble. I'm glad it's good because we're up in the hill. You still see the dome right there in the distance.
Allora, io l'ultima volta mi sono travestito, stavo a Bristol.
I always wonder why messages are doubled. So every time you write a message, you text a message, you type a message, sorry, it comes double to me. But anyways. So again, the Domitian Palace, the Domitian Stadium, the house of the Flavian Palace, and the house of Augustus. You can tell already. So the main areas here, but I want to show you the view. And all this part where we are the rooms of the House of Augustus that overlook the Circus Maximus, and we will see the Circus Maximus from here. So I will get to the view and then we'll continue our tour, okay? Look how beautiful the Circus Maximus. So can you imagine waking up here? All this, Circus Maximus. We also went there, which is open. It's the Rose Garden of Rome, the FAO, which is the international seat of the FAO, F-A-O, for food. Okay. I love your comments. They're double important. I agree. Yeah, this one too, Nathalie. Okay. Even though I keep losing my sock, which you probably wouldn't care much about it. We'll continue our tour to the rest of the hill. To this, so we're going north, south, and then we're going all around up to the final part, which this one overlooks the Circum Maximus, the one where we are reaching our finale with the view of the Roman Forum. So that will be beautiful as well, and totally on the other side of the Palatine. Let me first go through this scaffolding, which, by the way, this is the museum of the Palatine, which again I told you need to pay for it. And right next to the museum, which there's not much to see, it's just a palace. It's a modern palace, and also with scaffolding, so we don't care much about it. This is one, the Palatine Museum, Museo Palatino. It's right next to another domus, another important site here. And it's the transitory house. You have a link for this one too. All of them, but you have a link for this one too. I'm trying to get as close as possible, especially of this part, if I don't go wrong, right? I mean, I don't remember because I edited all these pictures a few days ago, so I chose the best ones, but yes. The transitory house, again, you have a picture link. Or Domus Transitoria in Latin. Nero's first residence on the Palatine. This is the peristyle, right here. We'll go around and we'll see it better. And destroyed by the fire of the 64 AD, Annus Domini. You remember that fire because we talked about it. And the fire that everybody connected to Nero. But the legend actually says that. It's just legend, of course, so it's not a sure thing. That led to the subsequent construction of the Domus Aurea. So that's why then he constructed the Domus Aurea, which even more beautiful it was, on the site where the Colosseum is. You know that history too. You remember that Vespasians wanted to conquer, to win the people over by constructing the Colosseum over Nero's lake, as a, like, symbolically saying, hey, I'm destroying the place where Nero's lived, the emperor that destroyed your city, Rome. Right? You remember that story when we went to the Colosseum. But that's the reason why then he constructed Domus Aurea. But this was actually his first house. So, and it allowed for transit, as the name implies, from the Imperial possession, on the Palatine to those to the Esquiline. So this transit then led to the name transitory. And today the original Neronian Nero's building is still possible to recognize some of the rooms, as you see, some of the suggestive rooms. And these include a space occupied by an infant with water. And it features amest architectural forms reminiscent of a theatrical backdrop, and also triclinium surrounded by porphyry columns, which you can see here, and also marble pillars intended for the emperor's rest and recreation. I want to give you some detail. I don't know if the sun allows you to see. Maybe I'll cover the sun. Much better that way, right? And two of the rooms bear the signs of the precious decorations of frescoes, stuccos, and marble floors, which are partially preserved and visible in the, guess what, nearby Palatine Museum. Now I want to show you also another part of the Domus Flavia. This was the Regia part. We talked a little before, and it was the audience chamber as the largest room, probably reserved for audiences with the emperor. This one is traditionally known as the audience chamber, or Regia, Aula Regia, Regia room in Latin. It had a huge size, as you can tell. Yes, yes, correct, Sarah. A+. You studied. Good job. And this also had a complex architectural decoration of which many features again survive, but again still in the Palatine museums. We can probably notice 8 niches if we go all around. Each one for Colossus statues opened into the walls. Two were recovered, by the way, intact in 1732. And those statues that have been recovered were Hercules and Bacchus. Sorry, 1724, my bad. Probably doesn't make much difference to you, but yes. My bad. Okay, I'm glad, Natalie, that you're telling me that. Okay, let's also now walk to by the corridor, the hallway of the transitory house, Domus Transitoria. Let's go down a little. Some places are not very close. So that's why you need to wait a little before. In the meantime, I can sing your song.
Have you seen the internet at the right? There was a field that a lot of people were watching the view.
I'm thinking, actually, instead of going this side, let me think, because I'm thinking about the best way. Probably we should go all the way there and back. You know that I love to do my tours like last minute. So yes. Let's go this way. Also, because this part is not very viewable. So let's go see the house of Livia, and also a very important site, Romulus hut. How curious are that? Because I mean, how curious is that? Because of course, it's the first house here, it's the first king, right? So. Sì? Ma la capanna di Romolo?
Sì.
Che c'è di qua? È Romolo e poi?
Allora, ci sono le case di Livia e Augusto che per oggi non sono visitabili. E sì, c'è l'affaccio sulle capanne Romule, però non si scende giù perché la parte della
Come mai è
casa
chiusa già?
Perché tra poco iniziamo a chiudere, iniziamo prima a chiudere a settori, altrimenti è troppo complicato, troppo grande. Vabbè, faccia una scappata veloce.
Grazie, faccio
però.
velocissimo, grazie. Okay, they're closing this part because of course for timing questions they allowed me. She was so nice, but I need to be fast. So sorry, but at least they allow me. They're not allowing other people, but they allowed me, so let's profit of this, okay? How about I'll show you really quick. Ma poi si esce da qui o da lì? Si esce da qui o da lì?
Si esce da questa parte?
Di qua?
Sì.
Ah, da qui.
Ah, non si può?
No,
stiamo chiudendo quest'area.
Angelo e una aiuta Benedetta a mandare tutte le persone di qua dove c'è Jessica.
Okay, I'll show you the Romulus hut right now, very quick, because I feel like they're about to scream. And the house of Lydia. So this is the village of the huts right here, and then I will tell you more. Sì, lo so, devo scappare. Ma di qua o di là?
Da questa parte a destra.
Di là di qua. Questa è quella di Augusto?
No, è giù la casa di Augusto.
Non era di Romolo?
No, beh, queste sono la parte preistorica.
Ah, ok. Vabbè, faccio un filmino al volo e vado. Grazie. Grazie. Peccato che non è indicata questa cosa degli orari delle zone sul sito, se no venivo prima.
Però in ogni caso, stando durando il posto, non possiamo chiudere tutto insieme.
No, quello sì, certo. You're such in good shape. I'm so sorry, they really allowed me, and I shouldn't have it. What you saw is the Romulus hut and the house of Augusto. We can still see on the right. I will keep the phone like that. And also this side, okay? The house of Livia and the Romulus hut. So sad that they were closing already this area. They should tell though in advance, because of course the Palatine is not closing now. It's actually closing in 45 minutes. But they start, since it's a big place, they start by closing it already. Grazie.
Prego.
Ma il Lupercale invece? Sempre qua?
Diciamo è sempre da questo lato,
Quindi me lo so
in
perso.
una zona che non è accessibile
Ah,
al
ok,
pubblico
ok.
al momento, e comunque quello non è mai stato accessibile.
Ok.
Stanno facendo tutti dei lavori perché hanno trovato anche altre cose lì vicino.
Come al
quindi
solito.
diciamo che nell'arco dei prossimi 5-10 anni magari
Come la metro?
visitabile.
Grazie.
Arrivederci.
Ok, well, now it should be. Ma sopra si può invece? Grazie. Okay, at least we can go up. Maybe we can see from above. I'm so sorry. I'm trying my best. Oh my God. What a walk. Thank you, Dawn, for your support. Okay. Now we're gonna go up. This is the upper part. And let me tell you a little bit more about what you saw is the Romulus hut. So you also have a picture of how it looked before. Now you're seeing just the ruins, but the house of Romulus dates back to the investigations of late 1940s. The discovery is out of the temple of the Magna Mater. And west of the Scalecaci, one of the ancient entrances to the Palatine, of 3 huts from the early Iron Age, consisting of floors dug into the tuff, in which holes were made for the poles. Their arrangements allows us to reconstruct an oval plan with central supports for the main beam and a small portico in front of the entrance. Now, here is where we were there before. So you see, the huts, the village were there, and the house of Augustus and Livia right there. We're right on top of it. Maybe if I move here you can see better. Yes, there you go. There you go. With this beautiful sun ray. On the outside of the hut, the cables were for the drainage of water are very visible. I don't know if you were able to, and in the central room there was a fireplace recognized by the carbon residues. This testimony support that the tradition that here on this side that you're seeing right in the, I will drink later, don't worry. Thank you. That you're seeing right now was the hut of the mythical founder Romulus, the first king of Rome. And while the Lupercal, where the she-wolf would have suckled the twins, would be located a little to the south. It's an area that right now it's under restoration. There's not much that I can show you, because in this case, not because of restrictions reasons, but because nobody can actually see that area. Now we are in the most beautiful part of the Palatine with a view of the whole city of Rome. So beautiful. The round temple there, the Circus Flaminius, the mouth of truth, the dome, the Vatican, the altar of the fatherland. Look here, the whole city of Rome, where everything began. Where everything began. Love to make poses on that.
But I feel like if it's wine, it's always like very small.
Okay. I feel pressured, so I leave.
Si spaventano. Scusi che non so. Sì.
So still in the area of Romulus hut, there's also the house of Livia. For those who don't know, Livia was the wife of Augustus. And southern, there's the Lupercale, as we would say in Italian, which I mentioned before because that's where the she-wolf was suckling the twins, and it is an archaeological discovery, extraordinary archaeological discovery. Here on the hill, during a series of investigation carried by the archaeological superintendents of Rome on the Palatine, a cave with a vault covered in mosaics and shells was located, which archaeologists believe to be the Lupercale, the shrine of the origins, the legendary place where the she-wolf protected Romulus and Remus. The underground building discovered by the probes has a central plan with a diameter of almost 7 meters and a height of 7 meters as well. And the vault is decorated sumptuously with geometric motifs that imitates a lacquer covering in stucco or paint. Again, we are not able to see that part, but I had to mention it since it's a great discovery, and it's where the famous legend of the she-wolf starts. And now we get into this little gardenish area, which is super modern. It's nothing to do with the with the Palatine, but it's a little break from the ruins. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, let's go. I also want to show you this view, which is full people. It's a big crowd. You can see the crowd there because the view is just amazing from here. You can also see the nearest tower, that one. We call it nearest tower because that's supposedly the tower where Nero was when Rome was set on fire. It is said that he was there overlooking and enjoying the Rome setting on fire, but I'm with Nero. I don't believe that. Look at the view from here of the Roman Forum. Look how beautiful. And here exactly we see the, oh wow, the House of the Vassals. You remember we went there on the Roman Forum. We're literally all up. The arch there of Severus and the Imperial Forums up there. the temple of Antoninus and Faustina, temple of Romulus, and of course the Colosseum and the Arch of Titus. Now the ending. It's my little reminder that of course it's a free tour, but of course you can support it by leaving even a small amount. As we said before, small amount is always an amount. No, a little help, it's always help. Anyways, it's still help. A little help is still help. You will find the links of PayPal and Buy Me Coffee on the description of the tour below, of the tour, or in the description of the channel as well. And you know, you can of course rewatch it, as these tours will stay on the platform, on the channel of YouTube, on the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel. Okay, now let's continue the tour.
Porfiado, loco. Porfiado, no quería. No quería dar el brazo a torcer. Estaba la mina mirándome. Yo veía que no. Yo iba a pasar. Y si vamos por acá también, hay una persona que está.
Are you all there? I feel like you left me. I feel like we should probably go here because it's the most. I hear some music. Yes, so we see probably the most elegant part of the site. We are still here, okay. We are in the Farnesian Gardens. This should be our last part of the. Oh, you were tipping me? Thank you so much, Napoli. Thank you so much. This is the last part. This should be the last part of the tour. Look how labyrinthine is. And here we're walking into the systems of terraces. We already passed through that. And staircases that ascends from the slopes of the Palatine up to the top of the hill. In this complex mixture of ancient pertinences on the 16th, 17th century architecture. And now that we are going down, we will notice this flight of steps that lead to the nymphaeum of the rain, but I want to show you first this part. I will leave the couples do their pictures. And all these gardens that you keep seeing also in front of you are still part of the Farnesian Gardens. How beautiful. This entire campus was designed by the Cardinal Alessandro Farnese, nephew of Pope Paul III, starting in 1537. Called Beautiful, and then enriched by members of the family until the wedding between Odoardo Farnese and Margherita de' Medici in 1628, not long ago compared to the site where we are right now, when Cardinal Alessandro's dream came to full fruition. So to create a palace, a place just suspended in time between imperial memories, of course, and dynastic family celebrations. A space of course, of leisure and beauty, nature, art, all inspired by the memory of ancient Roman horti. When I say horti, I mean gardens, Roman style of gardens. Look how beautiful is this picture. Yes, it is huge, and as always, it's impossible to show you the whole thing, so that's why I also divided it in 3 parts, you know. Imagine doing all 3 parts together. We would have stayed 7-8 hours in here. It would have got me exhausted. And still, with the Palatine, we saw, yes, most of the, more than 50%, but not all of it still. Now we're going down, as I told you, with the steps that I mentioned before. Sorry. Okay. I knew it was gonna be longer than an hour. We're already 1 hour and 20 minutes, so my bad. But of course, this place is huge. And this is the theater of the big fountain. So the steps that we saw were up there. The nymphaeum of the rain that once was characterized by statues. Also frescoes and a fountain, and from the sides of course we ascend to a terrace that gives access to the big fountain of the big fountain theater, which is the one we're seeing now, which is a set of water spouts, basins, monumental staircases on the sides, and niches. They're all set against the rear structures of the Domus Tiberiana, so the Tiberian house, and originally decorated with statues from the Farnese family connection. You see also on the sides all the decorations. From the side stairs again, you can find a sense to 2 ancient aviaries, so up there. And behind the pavilions, divided by a small terrace, there's a garden area, of course, that we just saw before. We just did it backward. Of course, that garden we saw, it's a modernization, but it still follows the Roman instructions of gardening. So to underline how the Roman would construct their gardens. Look how beautiful. Talking about the Tiberian house, which was right behind the structure, and I didn't mention it. Oh, let me go down. Okay. Actually, I will give you a view of this, but then I'll probably go down so that you can actually see the last house, the Tiberian house, which I'm sure you want to see. and it's the first real imperial palace here in the Palatine Hill. So very important to mention, in the 1st century AD. And then in addition to the residential part, the palace also included many garden areas, as we're seeing. Places of worship, of course, rooms for the Praetorian Guard to protect the emperor, as well as the real service district facing the Roman Forum. So now we'll go see the front. This palace was favored by Roman aristocratic families to erect their houses there because of its easily accessible position. Of course, we're talking about the lower part, so way easier, sorry. She's probably not allowing me to go. Si può? Tutto chiuso.
Perché stiamo in chiusura.
Però non l'avvisano sul sito questa cosa.
No, ci sono scritte le ore di l'orario di chiusura.
Di chiusura, però non delle aree.
Beh, ma qua
Però va detto perché sennò uno viene prima
c'è
e...
scritto, basta leggere
Scritto.
che c'è scritto a che ora inizia la chiusura, mezz'ora prima.
Ok.
Perché quando inizia a partire l'avviso, noi iniziamo a fare la bonifica mezz'ora prima.
Comunque conviene venire prima, insomma, per...
Non conviene mai venire in questi posti un'ora prima della chiusura, cioè dell'ultimo ingresso, perché è talmente grande che...
No, io sono venuto un'ora e 45 prima, non è poco.
Pochissimo per
Beh, quasi 2 ore.
Pochissimo. Per quello,
Solo per il Palatino in realtà.
è pochissimo.
No, ma volevo solo vedere questo, quindi in realtà...
Purtroppo sì, sembra...
Non posso mostrarlo al volo e me ne vado?
No, perché adesso stanno arrivando proprio per fare la chiusura vera e propria, non può
ok.
entrare purtroppo più nessuno.
Va bene, grazie. Okay, they're not allowing us to go, but we can still see the side of the house. I'm sorry. And as I was saying, the first phase attests archaeological position from the Valley of the Roman Forum. The archaeological investigation is from the time of Nero again. So again, dating after the fire of Rome, 64 AD again. And the palace underwent several extension until it reached an extension of about 4 hectares, or maybe I should say 10 acres for you. No, she's not helpful, but still, we were able to see from the top and side. The use of the Imperial Palace continued until the 7th century, when it was chosen as the papal seat of John VII. But we have the occasion to see the Arch of Titus, which wasn't supposed to be on this tour. At least that. So after centuries of neglect, in the mid 16th century, the Farnese family again built the Orti Farnesiani, again the Farnesians gardens, on the scenic terraces, so on top of the Tiberian house, which we saw before. You remember those gardens, so on top of the house. And this is the view. I don't care if they kick me out, I will stay here, okay? And you know what? I'll give you a Roman... Oh, there you go. You can see from here. See? I'm cheating on her. Let me give you the view of the Tiberian house. See, I'm not giving up. Oh, God, this step was too high. There you go. See, lady? You were not nice. I found a way. There you go. There you go, exactly. So, I mean, of course, we're not that close. Actually, probably it's even better because you have a whole view. So, those are the where we were before, the Farnesian Gardens. Now we are in the Roman Forum, which we were before. And I just cheated on the lady, yay! But this part, we are allowed to come, but really quickly. And this is the Tiberian house, all this complex, you see? Which again, on top we have the Farnesian Gardens. So apart from the... There you go, they're kicking us out. Attention please. Your flight is about to board. This would be all the Roman Forum which we saw before on the first of the series. And the Arch of Titus. We're gonna go out this way. Stay with me, why not? Do you want to? So I'll give you also a view of the Colosseum, and I'll give you the finale of this tour. Exactly, Sarah. I was like, no, I need to show them this. There's a little water, but people are not nice. They leave it open. Okay, it's not closing. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure, but no, it's not working actually. I should drink, but I will later. It's fine. Okay, let's get out. See the step that I did before? It's a little hike, but I will take this one. Okay. Grazie. I love when they love to use their power to tell you things that are obvious, which I was already going towards the exit, but whatever. It's the winter time, they close at 4:30, but we came here almost 2 hours before, so that's why I'm mad, because they should have told on the website that they were closing some areas, but still we were able to see basically everything.
Così loro non c'hanno più lavoro, chi ce n'è più nessuno, ma 50 euro per chi ce li è?
Okay, see in the distance you see the Colosseum. I want to remind you in the meantime that next tour will be non-live, and it's on Friday, 10 p.m. it will come out. And it will be the Calcutta, the Witches Village. This is exactly what we did in 3 tours. So the Palatine, the Colosseum, the Roman Forum, and the Imperial Forum. It's actually in 4 tours. And the Domus Aurea is on this side, but that's the new house of Nero after it was destroyed here in the Palatine. Okay. So don't forget about the village, the Witches Village. It will be up as a video, so don't follow the link, because that link is just as it's for you to know that it will come out at that time. And then it will come out on Friday. But it's a non-live tour. Unfortunately, for signal reasons, we couldn't show it live. I tried so hard. I asked the people there, but they told me, no, there's no signal in this village. You should just take videos and edit them and voice over and blah, blah, blah. And that's what I did. Just like St. Angel Castle inside, which it's amazing. I have no words to comment on that, and it will come out very soon. It's just very long, so it's giving me more time, but I'll promise I'll do my best. On Sunday we'll go to St. Mary Major, the 3rd of the 4 major papal basilicas, so it's our 3rd chapter there. Okay, don't miss that one. Now, before I give you the last finale of this, thank you for staying with me today. Thank you for the support. And as always, a little reminder that this is a free tour, but you can support it by leaving a small tip, even a small tip after the tour. Even doesn't matter if you want to rewatch it with PayPal or buy me coffee. The links are in the description below or in the description of the channel, or you can just message me to know more about it. I probably look exhausted. It's not warm as before, which is good. I probably need my sweater because this is the time where people get more sick. But thank you so much for staying with me, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday with this beautiful view. Bye bye. Arch of Constantine, and in front the famous fountain that now it's not visible anymore. It was a huge conical fountain here, but now just the ruins, and of course the Colosseum. You know a tour we should do? The Appian Way, which now just became the 60th patrimony of the UNESCO as a World Heritage. Italy is still #1 in the world for a majority of UNESCO patrimony sites, but they just put the Appian Way into the UNESCO sites, so probably we should give it a visit. Why not? Thank you so much for staying with me, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I love that people say sorry when they come in front of the camera, but no sorry. I mean, I should wipe out all the people, which is impossible, right? Look, a beautiful view. Bye. Bye, everybody.